Hi, I'm Danny.
And I'm Bella.
Today, we're exploring the essential parts that keep your vehicle running, from cars to buses, whether fossil fueled or electric. Come on, let's dive in.
We have a list of auto parts, which are manufactured components of automobiles. This list reflects both fossil fueled cars using internal combustion engines and electric vehicles. The list is not exhaustive. Many, but not all, of these parts are also used on other motor vehicles, such as trucks and buses.
Come on, let's see the car body and main parts. Body components, including trim. The bonnet hood, car cover, support stick, hinges and springs, bumper, unexposed bumper, exposed bumper, cowl screen, deck lid, fender, wing or mudguard, fascia, grille, pillar and hard trim, quarter panel, radiator core support, rocker, roof rack, spoiler, front spoiler, rear spoiler, rims, hubcap, tire, trim package, trunk, valance.
Welded assembly, doors, anti-intrusion bar, outer door handle, inner door handle, window motor, door control module, door seal, door water shield, hinge, door latch, door lock, power door locks, central locking, fuel tank, windows, glass, sunroof motor, sunroof rail, sunroof glass, window motor, window regulator, windshield wiper motor, window seal.
Low voltage, auxiliary electrical system and electronics, audio video devices, antenna assembly, antenna cable, radio and media player, speaker, tuner, subwoofer, video player, cameras, backup camera, dash cam, digital camera, low voltage electrical supply system, alternator, battery, performance battery, battery box, battery cable terminal, battery cable, battery control system, battery plate, battery tray, battery cap, sulfuric acid, distilled water, voltage regulator, gauges and meters, ammeter, clinometer, dynamometer, fuel gauge, manometer, hydrometer, odometer, speedometer, tachometer, temperature gauge, tire pressure gauge, vacuum gauge, voltmeter, water temperature meter, oil pressure gauge, ignition system, sparking cable, distributor, distributor cap, electronic timing controller, ignition box, ignition coil connector, ignition coil parts, ignition magneto, spark plug, glow plug.
Lighting and signaling system. Main article: Automotive lighting, engine bay lighting. Fog light, also called fog lamp. Spotlight. Headlight, also called headlamp. Headlight motor. Interior light and lamp. Center dome. Vanity sun visor and rear side. Floor and door front. Back. Boot or trunk lamp. License plate lamp. Side lighting. Brake light. Third or center brake light. Tail light. Tail light cover. Indicator light. Turn signal control. Sensors: ABS sensor, airbag sensors, automatic transmission speed sensor, brake sensor, camshaft position sensor, crankshaft position temperature sensor, fuel level sensor, fuel pressure sensor, knock sensor, light sensor, map sensor, mass airflow sensor, oil level sensor, oil pressure sensor, oxygen sensor, throttle position sensor, starting system, starter, starter drive, starter pinion gear, starter motor, starter solenoid, glow plug, electrical switches, battery, door switch, ignition switch, power window switch, steering column switch, switch cover, switch panel, thermostat, frame switch, fan ditch.
Parts and functions of starter system: neutral safety switch, wiring harnesses, wiring loom or cable loom, air conditioning harness, engine compartment harness, interior harness, floor harness, main harness, control harness, airbag control module, alarm and siren, central locking system, chassis control computer, cruise control computer, door contact.
Engine computer and management system, engine control unit, fuse box, ground strap, grab handle, navigation system or GPS navigation device, performance chip, performance monitor, relay connector, remote lock, shift improver, speed controller, speedometer calibrator, transmission computer, wiring connector, interior, floor components and parts, carpet and rubber and other floor material, center console, roll cage or exo cage, dash panels, car seat, armrest, bench seat, bucket seat, children and baby car seat, fastener, headrest, seat belt, seat bracket, seat cover, seat track, back seat, front seat, powertrain and chassis, braking system, anti-lock braking system, ABS steel pin, FR side sensor, FL side sensor, RR side sensor, RL side sensor, ABS motor circuit, adjusting mechanism, anchor, bleed nipple, brake backing plate, brake backing pad, brake cooling duct, brake disc, brake fluid, brake drum, brake lining, brake pad, brake pedal, brake piston, brake pump, brake roll, brake rotor, brake servo, brake shoe, brake lining, shoe web, brake warning light, calibrated friction brake, caliper, combination valve, dual circuit brake system, hold down springs or retainer springs, hose, brake booster hose, air brake nylon hose, brake duct hose, hydraulic booster unit, load sensing valve, master cylinder, metering valve, park brake lever, pressure differential valve, proportioning valve, reservoir, shoe return spring, vacuum brake booster, wheel cylinder, slave cylinder, wheel stud, electrified powertrain components, electric motor, induction motor, synchronous motor, high voltage battery pack, battery management system, nickel metal hydride battery, lithium ion battery, fuel cell, hydrogen tank, DC-DC converter, inverter, charge port, thermal management system, radiator, fan, antifreeze, charger, engine components and parts, diesel engine, gasoline engine, accessory belt, air duct, air intake housing, air intake manifold, camshaft, camshaft bearing, camshaft fastener, camshaft follower, camshaft locking plate, camshaft pushrod, camshaft spacer ring, camshaft phase variator, connecting rod bearing, connecting rod bolt, connecting rod washer, crankcase, crank pulley, crankshaft, crankshaft oil seal, cylinder head cover, other cylinder head cover parts, cylinder head gasket, distributor cap, drive belt, engine block, engine cradle, engine shake damper and vibration absorber, engine valve, fan belt, gudgeon pin, harmonic balancer, heater, mounting, piston pin and crank pin, piston pin bush, piston ring and circlip, poppet valve, positive crankcase ventilation valve, PCV valve, pulley part,
rocker arm, rocker cover, starter motor, starter pinion, starter ring, turbocharger and supercharger, tappet, timing belt, timing tape, valve cover, valve housing, valve spring, valve stem seal, water pump pulley, engine cooling system, air blower, coolant hose and clamp, cooling fan, fan belt, fan clutch, radiator, radiator bolt, radiator, fan, shroud, radiator gasket, radiator pressure cap, overflow tank, thermostat, water neck O-ring, water pipe, water pump gasket, water tank, engine oil systems, oil filter, oil gasket, oil pan, oil pipe, oil pump, oil strainer, oil suck,
exhaust system, exhaust gas recirculation, catalytic converter, exhaust clamp and bracket, exhaust flange gasket, exhaust manifold gasket, exhaust pipe, heat shield, heat sleeving and tape, resonator, muffler, silencer, spacer ring, fuel supply system, air filter, carburetor, choke cable, exhaust gas recirculation valve, EGR valve, fuel cap or fuel filler cap, fuel cell component, fuel cooler, fuel distributor, fuel filter seal, fuel injector nozzle, fuel line, fuel pump gasket, fuel pressure regulator, fuel rail, fuel tank cover, fuel water separator, intake manifold gasket, LPG liquefied petroleum gas system assembly, throttle body, suspension and steering systems, axle,
ball joint, beam axle, camber arm, control arm, idler arm, kingpin, lateral link, panhard rod, pitman arm, power steering assembly and component, rack end, shock absorber, spindle, spring, air spring, coil spring, leaf and parabolic leaf spring, rubber spring, spiral spring, stabilizer bars and link, steering arm, steering box, steering pump, steering column assembly, steering rack, steering shaft, steering wheel, driving wheel, strut, stub axle, suspension link and bolt, tie rod end, trailing arm, transmission system, adjustable pedal, axle shaft, bell housing, universal joint, carrier assembly, chain wheel and sprocket, clutch assembly, clutch cable, clutch disc, clutch fan, clutch fork, clutch hose, clutch lever, clutch lining, clutch pedal, clutch pressure plate, clutch shoe, clutch
Differential, differential case, pinion bearing, differential clutch, spider gears, differential casing, differential flange, differential gear, differential seal, flywheel, flywheel ring gear, flywheel clutch, gear, gear coupling, gear pump, gear ring, gear shifter, gearbox, idler gear, knuckle, master cylinder, output shaft, pinion, planetary gear set, drive shaft, shift cable, shift fork, shift knob, slave cylinder, speed reducer, speedometer gear, steering gear, torque converter, transaxle housing, transfer case, transmission gear, transmission pan, transmission seal and bonded piston, transmission spring, transmission yoke, system, AC,
AC clutch, AC compressor, AC condenser, AC hose high pressure, AC kit, AC relay, AC valve, AC expansion valve, AC low pressure valve, AC Schroeder valve, AC inner plate, AC cooler, AC evaporator, AC suction hose pipe, AC discharge hose pipe, AC gas receiver, AC condenser filter, AC cabin filter, bearings, grooved ball bearing, needle bearing, roller bearing, sleeve bearing, wheel bearing, hose, fuel vapor hose, high pressure hose, non-reinforced hose, radiator hose, adhesive tape and foil, airbag, bolt cap, license plate bracket, cables, speedometer cable, cotter pin, dashboard, center console, glove compartment, drag link, dynamic seal, fastener, gasket, flat, molded or profiled, hood and trunk release cable, horn and trumpet horn, injection molded parts, instrument cluster, label, mirror, phone mount, nameplate, nut, flange nut, hex nut, O-ring, paint, rivet, rubber, extruded and molded, screw, shim, sun visor, washer. That was an exhaustive list.
So next time you have a car, just remember that it takes a lot of parts to get you going and to keep you safe.
Yes, indeed. I will keep that in mind.